I just spent $23,000 on this car behind me with the plan to bring back my former Turo Empire.
The car I bought is a 2024 Nissan Sentra featuring a spacious interior and only 100 miles on the odometer.
This is actually the first brand new car I've ever purchased, and although historically I haven't seen buying a brand new car for Turo as a good investment, the math says that this vehicle could generate a profit for me in as fast as 2 years, and it should keep generating rental income up until the warranty expires at 150,000 miles. Fingers crossed though.
I bought the car for exactly $22,647.50, and since a Nissan Sentra is a historically unreliable car, I also bought a car warranty which covers any major repairs with a $100 deductible. That warranty came out to a total cost of $3,580, bringing my total all-in cost for this vehicle to $26,227.50. That's a lot of money we have to make back renting the car out over the next 2 years, but I think it's possible. If the car generates just $1,092.15 per month, we will make our initial investment back in just 24 months. But of course, that doesn't account for $100 per month in insurance costs, 20% Turo fees, and let's say $50 per month in maintenance and other expenses. So it's looking more like a 31.27 month break-even point.
At this point, the car should still be well in the range of its warranty at around 60,000 miles, and with luck, I can keep renting the car out all the way up to 150,000 miles, at which point it will have generated $85,284.29 with $8,000 of insurance costs, $17,076.86 in Turo fees, $5,000 in maintenance, and after the cost of the car and the warranty, a profit of up to $28,979.93. But remember, I'm also renting this car out in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, so we'll see if this ideal situation happens.
Shortly before 1:30 this morning at 27th and Lisbon, police say the driver of the stolen car was speeding when they crashed into the white car, pushing the white car into a building.
Milwaukee's police chief with a plea for the community after a wild shootout and police chase that started in the 3rd Ward. Police arrested 7 teens in a stolen car after it crashed at 13th and Lincoln.
When they crashed into parked cars and took off.
At the end of the day, we can sit and project numbers all we want. The only way to make things happen in life is to go out there and actually do it. So let's get started by listing this car on Turo.
I just took the car to a spot near my house that has a good view, so let's take some photos of it and get it listed on Turo.
Good quality photos is what makes your Turo car stand out from all the rest, and after taking some time to park my car in different directions and snap as many photos as possible, this is how my Nissan Sentra Turo listing is looking. Turo recommended I price the car for around $55 per day, but for our first month in October, I decided to drop all of those prices by $5 so this car can get booked up fast and stack some reviews before I raise the price. I also added in free delivery to the airport since I only live about 2 miles away, and that attracts my favorite customer base. Then I'm also offering free delivery to Milwaukee's Amtrak station, so that way people just visiting this area can be easily inclined to rent my car rather than local residents who can't afford cars. But with that said, there are still a few more things we have to do before we officially rent this car out, and that's order some things for the business using my Found debit card. The first thing we have to get is a window lockbox to be able to give customers access to keys without physically having to meet them. The second thing is a small portable car vacuum. I had one in the past for my Turo Fleet and it worked really well. Now the third item is sort of optional if you have a newer car, and that's a bouncy GPS. This plugs into your car's OBD port and tracks its location at all times along with the driving patterns of your renter. It checks for things like hard braking, rapid acceleration, and it can even tell you if any lights pop up on your car's dashboard and what the code is saying.
I have a newer car, so I'm able to track its location through the Nissan app, but I'm also going to order a bouncy GPS almost as a backup in case anything happens, and it also has a few extra features my other GPS doesn't. And as you guys can see, all of our orders from Amazon should arrive within 3 days.
All of these items are examples of tax-deductible business expenses, so that's why it's super important if you have a business to keep track of all of your income and expenses coming in. That's why I use Found for all of my business banking needs for both my vending machine business and my up-and-coming Turo Empire. Found is designed specifically for solopreneurs and small business owners like myself, and when you guys sign up, you get a free business checking account and debit MasterCard. Their app has easy-to-use built-in bookkeeping features where you can set aside a certain percentage of your revenue into categories like savings or taxes. And for pretty much all of us who have to pay the IRS, Found gives you real-time tax estimates for your business, so you can expect how much you're gonna owe the IRS. And all of these features are available in one easy-to-use app.
And the best part about it is Found is free to sign up for with the top link down below in the description. There's no credit checks, no minimum balance requirements, and no hidden fees. So check them out down below. It only takes a few minutes to get started. But now that you guys got your Found debit card on the way, we actually got our first booking for this Turo car. Our first trip is coming up with Elizabeth on October 11th, and when you click to see our total earnings, you guys can see we're projected to make $166.60 6 cents after Turo fees. Then we also got a trip book for just a few days later on October 17th, which is a 1-day trip. This car, however, doesn't have a booking for tomorrow, and I marked it available starting tomorrow at 1 a.m. So every day that this car isn't rented out, we're losing money. So hopefully we get a booking soon.
Sure enough, by the next day, we got a booking for the following morning.
Boom, as you guys can see, I just got another trip book that starts tomorrow at 6 a.m. And when we click to see how much the total earnings are, you guys can see we're gonna make $107.09 on this trip. And the car's only gonna be rented for a little over 2 days. But with that said, before this car is ready for its first trip, we need to unbox these 2 Amazon packages that just came in the mail. The first thing I got for the Turo car is a bouncy GPS. It's pretty easy to install with an app on your phone, and it plugs into your car's OBD port. As you guys can see, the bouncy GPS is now all set to go. And inside of the second package, we have the window lockbox I ordered. With these, there is a chance that someone smashes it to steal your keys and then your car. Trust me, I know that since it's happened in the past. But with that said, I do live in a pretty safe neighborhood, so fingers crossed nothing happens. To install these lockboxes, all you have to do is roll the window of your car down, and then once your window is rolled down, you pop the lockbox on, roll the window back up. I already have the code and everything set up, so what we're gonna do is unlock it, put the keys inside, and then lock it back up, change up the code, and boom, we're good to go. At this point, the car is pretty much ready to go on its first trip, but we still have to take a bunch of photos of the inside and outside of the car. I just took about 10 minutes to take over 100 photos of the car, documenting its condition at all different angles, so that way we know if the car's damaged on the trip, we know that we have photos of it before, proving that it wasn't damaged. Taking photos is one of the most important parts of a Turo trip, so I highly recommend you guys do it. And with that being said, the first trip on this vehicle is starting at 6 a.m. tomorrow, so wish me luck, guys. I'll probably still be asleep by the time this car is rented out. A couple days have passed, and as you guys can see, the Turo car just got back from its very first rental. This first trip ended up being a total of 4 days since the renter extended it an extra day, and they even texted me about an hour ago asking to extend it yet another day, but unfortunately I had to say no, since tomorrow it's going out on another rental from the airport this time. The total earnings on this rental came out to $144.34, but on that note, let's open the car up to see what condition it was left in. Looking inside, the car looks super clean. I will say the seat is hella far back, but otherwise, the car was left in near perfect condition. It's almost like the renter cleaned the car before they brought it back, which I really appreciate. They don't have to do that, but it's definitely helpful. But now turning the car on to see how many miles the renter put on it, looking at the speedometer, you guys can see we're now sitting at 434 miles. And when I initially rented the car out 4 days ago, it was sitting at 120 miles. So on that note, we're gonna go ahead and mark the trip as completed on Turo. We're not gonna submit any photos since there was no damage. And after entering in how many miles are on the car right now, along with saying that it has a full tank of gas, we're gonna go ahead and mark the trip as complete. And now we're gonna head inside and talk about how much money this car is projected to make in its very first month.
As you guys can see on my Turo profile, the rest of October with this Nissan Sentra is almost fully booked out, other than just 7 days that haven't been booked by people yet. So far between all of these trips, we have projected Turo earnings of $616.33, and that's after Turo's 20% cut of $154.08. Honestly, a great start to this Turo series as a whole, and once the car is fully booked out for the rest of October, we should see earnings of around $850 after Turo fees, which is really good considering the car didn't get its first rental until October 7th. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to drop a like if you're excited for more Turo content coming soon, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.